No more playing second banana. Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Ape Escape 2, and for the first time that's not an RPG in a long while, I'm actually joined by someone this time around.
Hi everybody, you can just call me Dove. I heard that Turk was going to be playing Ape Escape, and that is like a series I really enjoy, so I asked if I could join him for it, and he said sure, why the heck not?
And let's get right on into it with some plot.
Yeah. Helmets.
They say Billy died that day.
Can you see me all right? I have a favor to ask you. While I'm away, could you use the transporter to... now, what did they get to anyway? Yeah. Send these newly designed pants to Monkey Park for me. Would you mind? It's a delicate machine, so be careful not to overload it.
Natalie! I sent the professor stuff okay! Huh? Jimmy! What are you doing? You've gone over the weight limit! Don't worry, the stuff went through fine! Pants alone couldn't do that. There's just no way. Look, it arrived fine, Natalie. What the? Monkey helmets? No! See? Everything arrived safe and sound. Oh no! No! Isn't it cool? Just like Pippacheese.
You fools, monkeys were not meant to fly.
No, that's not the point! That type of helmet is different from Pippacheese. It's caused us big problems in the past. When monkeys put those helmets on, they get into all kinds of mischief. Wow, a white monkey. What? Spectre? Oh no, it's happening again. Oh. It doesn't look like he's bothering anyone. Spectre is a smart one. We don't know what he might do if he uses his powers to take control over the other monkeys. Oh, what should we do? They look like they're having lots of fun. What are you talking about? You have to get all the monkey helmets back before the professor returns from his trip. What? Why me? Because you messed things up! Get moving! I'll do it! Unbelievable.
Oh, great! More monkeys to capture. I guess I can't be surprised based on the title. So, getting right into the game, mechanically, this is directly just a sequel to the last game. Analog stick is your movement on the left, but your right analog stick is actively how you aim your tools, like swinging your swords, swinging your nets to capture the monkeys. And your face buttons are actively used to swap between them. R1's your jump button, which never feels right at first, but you get used to it pretty quickly.
Oh yeah. As Natalie is explaining on the screen right now. But no, but yeah, that's exactly it. The mechanics don't really change that much over the games.
With one exception, and that's technically the original Ape Escape 2, which is where the pants were weirdly important. The one with the vacuum cleaner, that was Japan only.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That Spike was playable in, and I think that's the game's explanation for why Spike isn't in this one, that we got Jimmy this time around. So there is an immediate mechanical easiness to 2 over Ape Escape 1, in that in Ape Escape 1, you only swung in the net one direction, straight up and down. In this game, Jimmy will actively try to adjust the net if you're moving certain directions to swing horizontally, and that makes catching a lot of the apes in the long run quite a bit easier.
Yeah. And actually, like, it feels so smooth, too. I actually really... For, like, a PS2 game, this was, like, incredibly smooth.
It is. First stage, though, not a lot to worry about.
Welcome to the travel station. This has been our new home since you blasted the lab. I had to build it out of the remains of my own room. Use the warp machine at the front to go and catch monkeys. I've also made a save port. It's really useful.
Welcome to our little home base for this one.
That device over there is the gotcha box. For 10 gold
Which
coins,
she's made entirely out of her stuff from her room.
here can be viewed
Just in the last 5 minutes.
in the entertainment center. Collect as many as you can.
She's really skilled.
She really is.
So, this is arguably the most important thing we're going to be messing with between stages. The gotcha machine. For 10 of the coins you get in any stage, you can spend them and get a random item rolled. That depends on what you are in the game. Like the Monkey Fables, the Monkey Village, Part 1. Deep in the forest, far from human civilization, there was a monkey village. One year, the monkeys were busy collecting bananas in preparation for the coming winter. The leader of the monkeys, Spectre, played all day without lifting a finger, only barking orders to all the lesser monkeys. To be continued. There is going to be a point down the line where I start cutting out getting all the items because you just get so much money in a lot of the stages pretty quickly, but yeah, I'm going to be doing that a lot between stages.
The gotcha machine is really fun, though.
Anytime you want to have a
Yeah, there's some really, like, just funny stuff hidden there. The Monkey Fables especially are hosts to just a lot of just funny one-liners in some cases. And there's even, like, direct sequels in them.
Yeah, and there's also, like, a ton of concept art you can get of, like, every character in the game.
As well as little just like proof of concept images for a lot of the stages that gets pretty in-depth pretty quickly. We're going to be getting all of them throughout the LP, but I do start cutting out the rolls.
Jimmy, I'm sending this gadget to you. The monkey radar seeks out those cheeky monkeys. First, you should practice in the gadget trainer. Do you want to go to the gadget trainer now?
So like Ape Escape 1, whenever you get a new gadget, you get an option in this game to actively go to a little place to get a tutorial. For instance, with the monkey radar, you rotate the right analog stick, and if there's a monkey nearby, you can swap over to its perspective to see where its rough location is, some of its stats, and even in some cases some little inner thoughts. It's mostly useful on a first run, but there are some cases where it's pretty helpful just to figure out where you're going. The tutorials get more complicated as you go through, but you can actively exit after the first stage in all of them because they're completely optional in this one, unlike Ape Escape 1. The further you get in, you get higher values of coins. You get a silver one, which I think is 5 for clearing the first one, and then a gold there, which I think is 10 for clearing the second, usually. Just a real good way to build up some money pretty quickly.
Yeah. So it's like, even if you know how to use it, it's always just good for extra coins, so you could go spend it on the gotcha.
Yee!
God, I love these stages and the music. It feels so nostalgic.
It's so good. The music in this is so good. So, might as well, while we're in the first part, get into our origins with the game. I talked about back in Ape Escape 1 that I learned about that game by borrowing from my buddy Paul, who lived down the street from me growing up. Ape Escape 2 is the only one of the games I've never owned physically. My first experience with this was borrowing it from a Blockbuster, and that was about it until about, I think, 3 years ago. Where I think I just borrowed another copy very quickly, but that was about it. What about you?
For me, I started with the last one that got localized here, which was Ape Escape 3. I had rented that a couple times. I remember, like, really liking the box art for some reason of Ape Escape 3. And I rented it so many times because I just fell in love with the game. And then years later, as an adult with my own money, I bought 2 and 3, and even one of the PSP games that never made it here.
Those are mostly minigame collections, if memory serves right.
Yeah, and entirely different gameplay. I feel bad, I don't remember this off the top of my head, but the Ape Escape, one of the Ape Escape games that never got localized here was an interesting one. It was, it starred pretty much everybody, the whole everybody from across the 3 games, except this time you control a monkey. The characters got shrunk down into, the monkey helmets, and they took control of one, and it was basically like playing a mini game with playing as the monkeys.
Jimmy, I'm sending this gadget to you. The water net is used to help you swim. You'll be swimming like a fish if you practice in the trainer. Do you want to go to the gadget trainer now?
That sounds familiar. I think that's the one I watched someone stream in, like, the last year. Also, it's not very apparent very early on. The very early stages of the game aren't a lot to write home about because they're getting you used to the controls. For instance, here we got the water gadget that allows you to actively swim. They added a feature to this, I believe, from Ape Escape 1, whereas in Ape Escape 1 you just use it to swim. In this, you can now push in the right analog stick for R3 to actively shoot a net forward to capture monkeys in the water, which makes water a lot less annoying to go through.
Yep.
Like, Ape Escape 1 has a lot of value in it, I think, to be played nowadays. Ape Escape 2, at least on a mechanical level, does just kind of overwrite it, though.
Yeah. It's very much an improvement over 1.
Still not as good as 3, though.
Yeah, 3 is a lot of fun. And it's just kind of a shame that more of the games didn't come here.
Yeah, I am kind of surprised, like, despite being, like, one of Sony's just in-house games, the series kind of just died in the West after, I forget, did 3 come out first, or did Pumped and Primed come out first? The weird, like, directly kind of Mario Party-esque one.
I honestly don't remember. I think it came out after 3.
Future me will probably be able to, like, come in with real numbers on that for any conclusiveness, but, like, I think the last game that came out, period, here in the West was the PlayStation Move game, which, solid concept, but the Move was kind of a failure to begin with, and, well, we haven't seen the series since.
Yeah, and I remember, too, people were, kind of short, on it because it completely, like, there was nothing really Ape Escape about it. It was, like, the characters were completely different. The art style was very different, if memory serves.
Yeah, I think the monkeys were the only thing that kind of looked the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so much personality was missing.
Yeah. The only thing that they kept was, Spectre.
Yeah.
But that makes sense, considering, like, he is a major part of the series. But it was just kind of like, I guess they were trying to do a reboot of the series, and it just did not do very well.
That sounds about right for the PS3 gen, honestly. Oh, also, be careful when you're in the water, because if you're in there too long, your oxygen meter does drain, and I think getting that drained isn't a damage point, I think it's an instant death.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is too.
And, yeah, you got limited lives, and you can save at any point. You still want to avoid that, because that means you probably have to start the stage over.
Hello, human friends. How are you?
Spectre, you're up to no good again, aren't you?
Come now. We superior monkeys are merely offering to rule over you poor humans who simply cannot watch out for yourselves.
So you didn't learn your lesson even after being beaten by Spike?
Ah, yes. I suppose I didn't play my cards right that time. But this time I've got the freaky monkey 5 on my side. They'll put up a fight like you've never seen.
And my hair
Sorry,
was
but you just don't
incredibly
stand a
moist.
chance. I fed them these Vita Z bananas, so now they're stronger than you.
Just keep talking. Jimmy will be there any moment to catch you.
We'll see who will be catching whom. This should be a lot of fun.
Jimmy, it's up to you. You gotta stop him. Okay, no problem. Just count on me.
So he says he's fed them those bananas, and now they're stronger than humans. Monkeys are already stronger than humans.
Yeah.
They don't really need much.
Maybe he means in the intellect level, because sometimes some of them aren't as out there with that.
I guess so.
The fortunes, I think, are the ones that can just kind of eat through your coins when you're rolling for the gacha and over again.
Yeah. As far as I know, they don't do anything.
Yeah.
They're just kind of like flavor text.
If you ever want to check your gacha roll items, by the way, behind me and to the left, I believe, is where the shelf is that you can check all those, and you can actively see how many you have out of the total. Mm-hmm. We'll be seeing a full list of those by the end of the game.
Yeah. Like we saw earlier, there was a concept, you got a concept art of Jimmy, where he looked like a very sad little boy.
And unfortunately, being stuck in between two giants, he is the sad little boy between Spike and the kids from 3.
Yep.
But with that, we're going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 2, we're going to continue through the equivalent of the World 1 stages before, I think, starting the first boss fight.
Bye-bye.
See you guys then.